everybody, it is Margaret and welcome to my channel, Texas Gal Treasures. My channel is all about expanding your knowledge so that you can create new opportunities for yourself, whether that's your reselling business, whether that's creating shirts for merch by Amazon. But this video is actually a video I recorded a number of months ago with my group, Jewelry Lovers and Sellers. This is a Facebook group that is devoted all to learning about jewelry. We have a different focus every month. And a few months back, we had a focus all about bone, ivory, celluloid, how to tell the difference. And this was a private video that was shot just for the group. But since we've opened the group up, it's no longer paid, that I thought I would go ahead and edit it and make it a little more polished and then create an intro and an outro for it for you guys, because there's a lot of really good information in it. And as always, I am still learning too. So if you have any extra information about how to distinguish between bone, ivory, celluloid that you want to add, please leave a comment in the comment section. I've learned quite a bit more since shooting this video, like that ivory fluoresces and that there's vegetable ivory and that there's some other things that could go into this. So this is the basic, like how to tell bone versus ivory. There's a little bit of celluloid in there. So I hope you guys enjoy this. And if you aren't subscribed, I would love to have you go down there and hit that subscribe button if you are really interested in expanding your knowledge and creating new opportunities for yourself. I'd love to have you join along. So enjoy the show. This is going to be a show and tell talking about how to tell the difference between bone, ivory, and celluloid. And so I wanted to show some pieces that I've got. I've actually got some that I haven't really dug deep into. I don't know if you remember a while back, at a garage sale, I got this like big thing. It had like amber and garnet beads and bone and ivory in it for $8. So I've just sort of been sitting on it, holding it for just this perfect opportunity, right? So I have pieces, but first, if you're in the group, you probably saw, let me pull it up, the quiz that I made about testing your knowledge on ivory. And so overall, I think it went pretty well. I knew it was going to be hard because we hadn't talked about it yet. So true or false, ivory only comes from elephant tusks. And it's false. Ivory can come from walruses and hippos and whales and things like that as well. What is the name given to scroll works or engravings that are done on bone or ivory? And that's scrimshaw. So a lot of times native tribes still do this sort of artwork on pieces of bone, tusk, tooth, that kind of thing. So then next is, what is the Haversian System? Now again, if I pronounce it incorrectly, just let me know. So the Haversian System are the lines and pitting like in the back when you're looking at bone. It's basically the system when you're doing it like medically. It's the tunnels that go through your bones that deliver all the things that go through your bones. You know what I mean? Not the marrow of the bone, but the other parts of the bone. So, and then usually when it's bone, so it'll be like little short lines, or it'll be pitting. They won't be parallel. They won't be really continuous. So that is a key if you're seeing bone. And then genuine ivory always has parallel grains like rings on a tree or a crosshatch pattern. And so that is called the Schreger Lines. So now sometimes it was really hard to get a close-up of it. It looks like this, like crisscross pattern, or it can also have these lines that are like parallel lines like in a tree, but they won't be uniform. They won't be exactly straight like lines. You know, they'll be parallel, but they might be waving this and that. So that is for ivory. And it just depends on which direction the cut of the ivory is, if you see the crosshatch pattern or if you see the lines. So either way, it just depends, I think, on the cut of the piece. Okay, so there's that. And then let me get back over here. So the man-made material to mimic ivory, celluloid, is used a lot to mimic that ivory look. And then not all celluloid has grain in it, but some celluloid will try to mimic that ivory grain, but the lines when they do this on the celluloid will be more parallel and more uniform than it would be on a piece of ivory. So let's take a look at a few pieces that I've got here. as you can see, I've got this piece that's got this big leaf, and then I've got this piece with this carved elephant. And I'm just going to show you the backs of them up close and see if you can distinguish what you think it might be. So when I'm holding it up real close, do you see pitting or lines that are not continuous? Or do you see just smooth, straight, parallel lines that are not uniform? So I'm seeing parallel lines running throughout the whole thing that are not uniform. So that tells me that this piece is most likely ivory. Some form of ivory. Do I know what animal it's from? Nope, because I got it at a garage sale or a jewelry jar, one or the other. Do I know? No, I don't know. I'm going to hold up the clasp as well. So I don't know if you can really see it. Maybe if I put my hand behind it. So you can see even on the beads, those lines, those parallel lines in there. Let's see if you can see it on those. Might be kind of hard to see on the littler beads, but that will give us a clue that it is ivory. You can even see on the front of the leaf those lines running straight down, okay? So this piece is ivory. Now let's take a look at this one. This one is carved. I'm flipping it over onto the back, and then the back of the piece, as you can see, has got pitting, like little holes. It's got, they're not uniform at all in the shape or the size. And they're just, I mean, it's more, I want to say crude looking, but more rough looking. So this is bone. Do I know what kind of bone? No, I don't, because I don't. So there's that. And then these beads, okay, so if you're looking at these beads in between, let me hold them up so you can see. Oh, it's kind of hard to see, but there's some pitting, little like teeny holes kind of where the Haversian system ran through the bone. Again, I'm going to show you that, the back of the bone one, and then the back of the ivory one. The ivory, I mean, just the feel of it, it's super smooth. It just feels really refined. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but it's just, I mean, just looking at the two pieces, you can kind of see one is more refined. I don't know. So some of the other pieces that I have that I've shown before is this bracelet. This one has got inset pieces of bone. And how I know that is, say, right, like this piece here, you can really see the pitting on the bone. On these pieces, you can see what they call this Haversian system, those lines that are not uniform, parallel, and they're a bit rougher in appearance. They're not continuous. Okay, so this one has got inset pieces of bone. Okay, so now let's take a look at some of these. I'm just going to kind of pick out pieces that we're going to figure out if they're bone or if they're ivory. I have a feeling most of it's. All right, what do you think on this one? So this one is bone. You can see the Haversian system there. And again, if I'm saying it wrong, apologies. So that one is bone. Now I've got some pieces. Well, some of these I had to look a little closer. So this is a carving of an elephant. I don't know if it was from a buckle or a piece of jewelry. Here's the back. This one's a little bit trickier. So I'm seeing lines and stuff. I'm feeling it. It doesn't feel like plastic at all. So and it doesn't feel like when I'm feeling the ivory, it feels really smooth. It doesn't feel like that. So I'm thinking it's going to be bone, but I'm going to get my loop and I'm going to look a little bit closer at the back. And kind of when you can kind of see, it doesn't have the discoloration like some of the pitting marks do. See how like the pitting marks kind of are discolored a bit? You can kind of see in this area little pits and divots, you know? So that is really leading me to believe that it's going to be bone. But I want to take a closer look. Yeah. Some of the lines that I'm seeing when I look up close, I think are from when they were carving it. Again, here's another piece. Let's take a look at this one. This was in there as well. So it's a piece of, again, I'm pretty sure it's going to be bone and not ivory. just from the feel of it. But I want to take a closer look. Just wish it could like really focus for you. You know, I'm not really seeing any lines like we did on this piece, really pronounced lines or any cross hatching. The only kind of lines I see look like kind of carved out lines. Let me see if I find any pieces that I think might be ivory that are in here. And now sometimes ivory will, as it ages, become discolored. Here's a little one that looks like a bead. It's got kind of a creamier yellow color to it, which is another thing that I noticed. Like the color is a bit creamier with the ivory. I mean, if you're not holding up two pieces side by side, it might be hard to tell. But I'm going to take a closer look at this bead because I should still be able to see if there's cross-hatching in lines, even if they've carved into it. So, and I can't tell from just looking at it because I'm thinking, okay, I see a bit right there. I was trying to find a part that was really pronounced, but I'm not sure you're going to be able to see it. I'll probably take a picture in the group. But right in there, I can kind of see little teeny lines that are not uniform. Let me see if I can take a picture of it and zoom it in to show you, because that'll be more helpful, right? Okay. You can see these teeny little gray lines that are not uniform. They're just kind of like, there's a little gray line, there's a little gray line. So this one is what I'm thinking is going to be bone on that one because of that. So this one here, like here, these are already tagged for me. Shark bone. And let's see, how about this one? I mean, it's just full of stuff. It's just full of it. So here's this one. This one looks a little more, again, refined looking. So when I hold them up side by side, like this one looks more promising as far as ivory goes, if you're looking for ivory. But let's take a look, because you never can be sure unless you're really taking a closer look. Okay, so even though it's got that nice coloring, it looks like it was maybe done a little bit more nicely. When I flip it over, you can see right there where it looks, you can see all that pitting and marks right there from the Haversian system. So this one is going to be bone as well, not ivory. So I'm going to put this bead up for you. Hopefully you can see. So do you see the lines on that bead? I know it's kind of hard to tell with the glare. So you can see the lines, and they're not like, they're continuous. That's a sign that it's ivory. They're continuous. They're not exactly uniform, and it's not like pitted out with little divots, you know, little holes and stuff. And I'm wondering if I catch it from the other angle, if I can see the, oh, I can, okay. So when I hold it at this end, because I'm looking at the lines going this way, but then when I look at it perpendicularly, right around the whole part, you can start seeing the crosshatch pattern where those lines are coming together. You see them cross, 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 cross. This just had some cool stuff. Like this is like a cigarette holder. Put your cigarette in there, right, if you're smoking. And then let's take a look and see what we think. Do we think that this is bone or ivory? Okay, let's see. What do we think? Oh, I don't know. This might be one that I need to take a close look at, because nothing. Okay, so I see little like chips in it. It feels more rough too, rough to the touch, but I'm going to double check with my loop. When I look at it real close with my loop, sometimes it's super handy because the lines are discolored, so they just pop right out. Sometimes it's not, they're not discolored. So when I look at it real close with my loop, I can see just like line here, line there, line there. You can see, oh, like there's a little line there, little line there, little divots there. So it's not uniform, like long, straight, parallel lines. And I think the rest of this is just bone stuff. Maybe those beads were the only ivory bits that they had in here. So take a look for those long, continuous lines that are not parallel, or sometimes that when they meet, they'll start making that little crosshatch pattern, like so. And it doesn't have divots. It doesn't have like little holes in it, you know, like so. So this one is bone. That's just the super pronounced one, but you saw some of the other ones that are just, like this is a different, this is a different cigarette holder than what I was showing you a second ago. they're going to have those little, just little, not continuous lines cutting through. This one has a good, some of these have some good little panels that, as for example, if I can't speak, where you can see it's a little bit here, it's kind of pocked, a little bit there, a little bit there. Okay. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. This will maybe get you on the right path if you're out and about and you find a piece and you're not sure if it's bone or ivory, and it can lead you in the right direction. If you have any information about bone, ivory, or celluloid, leave a comment down below and let us know what are some other things we might look for when we are out looking at jewelry or pieces in garage sales, estate sales, and thrift stores. And I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.